Discover the advantage of unlimited access to all the stories and resources from IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. From insights to inspiration, business leaders rely on the IBJ for all things Indiana business. Start your $1 a week trial now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on demand for Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. I'm Gary Dick. The Shelbyville Common Council has approved multiple resolutions related to a proposed $2 billion data center complex. California-based industrial developer Prologis hopes to build the sprawling 11-building operation on 429 acres for an unidentified tenant. The agreement calls for the company to spend at least $2 billion for real property and personal property improvements and create 25 jobs for every data center building that is constructed. The board of directors of Warsaw-based Poly-Wood has announced that founder and CEO Doug Rassi will retire from his role as CEO after more than 25 years leading the company. The board has appointed longtime Poly-Wood CFO Brady Mahler as the company's next CEO.
We've grown a ton, and our entire team is growth-minded. We see this company growing into, a preeminent outdoor lifestyle brand in the U.S. and also globally.
The Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association is rebranding to Hospitality Indiana. CEO Patrick Tam says the rebrand is designed to represent the full scope of the different types of businesses that make up Indiana's hospitality sector, beyond just restaurants and hotels, including food trucks, catering companies, and event venues. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you this week from Northwest Indiana, Jeffersonville, Muncie, South Bend, in downtown Evansville, Terre Haute, Fort Wayne, Richmond, from one of the state's key entrepreneurial and innovation hubs, 16 Tech. Inside Indiana Business, Indiana's business news leader. Delta Airlines says it is raising checked baggage fees, part of a broader wave of U.S. carriers responding to higher jet fuel prices tied to the war in the Middle East. Beginning today, most passengers on domestic and short-haul international routes will pay $10 more for their first and second checked bags and $50 more to check a third. The Indiana Court of Appeals has affirmed a trial court ruling in favor of the NCAA in a case that debated whether the organization had a duty to warn individual student athletes about the risks of football-related head trauma.
Tuesday's opinion stated that the Indianapolis-based NCAA did not owe former Texas A&M University football player Christopher Riggs a general duty of protection as a matter of law. Riggs played at Texas A&M from 1965 to 1968, and after playing college football, he experienced several symptoms of degenerative brain disease. After he died in 2020, he was found to have CTE, which can lead to complications such as severe dementia, depression, and impulsive behavior. Riggs' estate filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the NCAA in 2022, claiming his death was the result of the organization failing to adhere to its historic duty to protect student athletes at its member institutions. According to his estate, the organization's role in regulating college football when Riggs was a player established legal duties to individual athletes. The court determined that the appellant's assumed duties claim failed because the evidence did not show that there was a direct relationship between the NCAA and Riggs, or that there was established reliance on the NCAA for protection from the risks associated with playing college football. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Indiana National Guard has cut the ribbon on its newly modernized armory in Bloomington. The $8.2 million renovation project was designed to bring the facility up to current code requirements and industry standards and is the first significant upgrade to the armory since its original construction in 1959. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
I'm Tiffany Souter, mom of four, wife, entrepreneur, and host of the Life of And podcast. For years, I built my life with brute force, a successful business, a growing family, and absolutely zero margin. I was tired, snappy, and felt constantly behind, and I was too afraid to admit it. Everything changed when I stopped trying to do more and started building systems that actually worked for my real life. If you too are craving more peace, more presence, and just more time for you, I'd love for you to join me on the Life of And. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast app or listen at ibjpodcast.com.
Do you want to know what really drives change in Indiana? You won't find it in sound bites, you'll find it in stories. Stories from CEOs, lawyers, coaches, entrepreneurs, and community advocates. That's the IBJ Media Podcast Network. Insightful, local, impactful. Find all of our shows by searching IBJ Media in your podcast app or visit ibjpodcast.com.